I've always been interested in a bunch of different things. And so I think what I did was I took some time in my life to experience all those different things.
Okay.
And then the idea then is now to put them together and to find the fundamentals that have always been in place and, you know, packaging them up. And so I think that's what begins to happen. Obviously, this is not consciously happening.
No,
I mean, this
no,
is
no,
this is reflection on looking back and these things. But no, I think you captured it correctly. And so I end up at the firm, and they know I have this interest. I'm working as a lawyer. And one day, Ron comes into my office, and he shuts the door, and well, I want to talk to you about something. I'm thinking, well, what the hell have I done, you know? I don't think I screwed up some case or something. And he said, listen, I just got a call from somebody, and I hesitate to mention it to you because I don't want to see you go, but I think that you would be interested. And I also think that you would be good. And I've given him your name. And I said, okay, what are we talking about? And David Fleischaker, who had been appointed Secretary of Energy by Governor Henry, was looking for somebody to serve as his deputy. And to my knowledge, had focused his search on lawyers in Oklahoma City, or at least lawyers in Oklahoma. And I didn't know David. We had not ever met, but I thought, you know, this sounds interesting. And what was particularly interesting then is a day or two later, somebody who is an absolute dear friend of mine and a law school classmate called me. So this is not a professional contact. Ron's also a very close friend now, but I mean in that setting he was a professional contact who references this. But then a close friend calls and says, Bob, I want to talk to you about something interesting. I think you might like this, and I want to pass your name on. And actually, I already have passed your name on. There's a guy named David Fleischaker who called me, and he's looking for somebody to serve as his deputy. I think you guys would hit it off. So we have two people who I know in very different ways in my life.
Kind of another Chris Christopherson moment.
Another Chris Christopherson moment, which, as I say, these things always happen to me. And so I think, well, this is great. And so David and I, him having, I suppose, the same thought, two separate people mentioned the same name to him. So David says, yeah, let's talk. And so we went upstairs to the Petroleum Club, and we sat down, and we had a drink, and we just talked for about an hour about each other and what we were interested in, and why we thought this might work out or might not work out. And it was a good conversation. And then I don't remember the time frame, but I'd say a month or so later, David called and said, let's do it. You know, I want you to come over. I want you to be my deputy. I want you to work in the Henry administration. I think we can do some good things. And I don't know how long we'll be here, but this is in the first term. And he said, you know, we've got at least a couple of years. And so I come over thinking this will be a 2-year deal. I'll work with David and then roll back into the private sector. And we end up having so much fun. I end up spending 4 years with David, and then the governor appointed me Secretary of Energy, which I certainly never would have anticipated at that time.